Good morning, everyone. This is Earl. I wanted to go over the OUCH test. Every manager, supervisor, and human resource management professional should understand the OUCH test because this makes sure that we are fair not only to all the employees but to the company as well. Many years, people in leadership positions, shall we say, cause their organizations to be sued. And anymore, the individual supervisors and leaders in certain jurisdictions can now be sued personally, like neglect on refusing a Family Medical Leave Act request could cause the individual HR professional to be personally liable as well. There's all kinds of changes in the laws taking place. But the ouch test, I've never seen an organization that uses the ouch test successfully sued. I'm not a big expert in all the lawsuits out there, but I've never heard of one. And also, the EEOC uses the ouch test in its initial screening to see if there was unfairness performed on a complaint. So the ouch test is important, and let's go through it real quick. An ouch test maintains fairness and equity with all employment actions. You have to remember this is not just harassment, it's everything else. If you're going to terminate someone, then obviously you need to use the ouch test. If you're looking to promote someone, you should obviously use the ouch test. If you're having any actions that affects their employment status, you need to use the ouch test. Discuss this in the discussion boards, but also let's delve a little deeper. Ouch, objective. This needs to be fact based and quantifiable. In other words, anything you say, do, or write has to be able to stand up in a court of law. You have to base your employment actions of an individual on facts that you can prove. Quantifiable means you can prove it. If you can't prove it, don't do it. Don't take that action. So often, supervisors at all levels take action against people because they don't think it's fair. My human resource management class, almost every semester, when we talk about the Affordable Care Act and the federal law for first year mothers, the 1 year from the date of their child's birth, in at work being allowed to express their milk, pump their breasts in a secluded, clean environment. Uh, you have to have a set number of employees for this to come into play under federal guidelines. However, the point is, every time I get one or two people at least first saying, how dare they? I never got breaks when I had my baby 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And supervisors saying they get their 15-minute breaks every 4 hours. That's all they get. No, the federal law says they take a break when they need to express milk. Okay? You need to remember that. It's not what you personally feel or what you had to go through, it's what the law says. Okay? So it's objective. The law says you will do this if they can show, the employee can show when they file an EEOC complaint against the supervisor for failing to give them their breaks and being stamping their foot and say, I don't believe that. They should only get a break every 4 hours. Well, guess what? They're probably going to lose. Okay, and remember, any individual can file with the EEOC. You don't have to have an attorney to file a complaint with the EEOC. You can walk over to workforce offices and pick up a packet, fill it out, and the process will start. Okay, so objective, fact-based, and quantifiable. Uniform in application. Apply the same test in the same way to everyone. Your buddy that you go have coffee with every day or something like that, you can't cut them any slack. If you're using one standard, it's hard to lose in a court of law because I guarantee you the advocate on the other side, excuse me, is going to look for that one loophole where you did not act uniformly. Consistent in effect. Ensure that the result is not significantly different for different groups. What we're talking about here is protected classes. Remember, go out and look at the employment employee poster board. If all employees would read that poster board just once a year to refresh your memory on their rights, their main rights, there's hundreds of other rights. Organizations and companies would be sued a heck of a lot more because we have so many unprepared, untrained supervisors and managers at all levels that violate the rules. Remember, it's what the law says, state, federal, and local, not what your personal feelings are, your beliefs. Okay, consistent in effect. And remember, when you go down and look at the federal poster down the hall, like here on campus, it's down by the mailboxes. They just moved it a little further away, about 10 yards from the mailboxes. But the point is, you read that, that's just a guide. State and local regulations can be added to that, but they can't take away from what the federal guidelines are. Okay? Okay, has job relatedness. Actions must be related to the essential job functions. Basically, think of it as the job description. And or any policies that you've amended, I would say, before the job description is updated, which should be on a regular basis, but unfortunately they're not. But what this is saying is you can't use stuff people are doing off duty away from work that has no relatedness to work against them in an employment action. Here on campus, as a professor here at the college, they do have in my contract and every other professor's contract moral standards. All right, that's a big word. I'm sure lawyers can have fun on that on both sides. But they try to put in there the fact that you need to be above reproach. Okay, that's one example. Will it or will it not hold up in court? It depends. Like I said, I'm not an attorney, but I've seen a lot of stuff. People try to put in stuff over the years, 40 years plus of working, and I've seen a lot of it thrown right out, either an administrative trial judge or in the courts over the years from my limited exposure to them. Okay, but I do a lot of reading. So remember, the ouch test is critical. I vent on this because this is such a critical thing. If you would do nothing else but make a copy of this and stick it on the inside of your folder, whatever you carry around every day with you, and look at that. Am I complying with this? You'd save yourself a lot of headaches. Okay, this is Earl. I can ramble on this one because I love the ouch test, and I love talking about Deming as well in some of my classes. All right, so this is Earl. Hopefully this helps. Please discuss it in the discussion board. All right, take care.